book explorers, and welcome back to the Booklantic ocean. The moon blew up without warning and for no apparent reason. This is the simple, terrifying first sentence of Neal Stephenson's modern sci-fi epic, Seveneves. It's not the start of a chapter, it's the start of a countdown. A countdown to the total annihilation of every living thing on the surface of our planet. Today, we're tracing humanity's desperate, brilliant, and often tragic journey to survive the unsurvivable. This is the story of the end of our world and the beginning of a new one, 5,000 years later. The book begins with the cataclysm. An unknown force, dubbed the Agent, shatters the moon into 7 large pieces. Initially, it's a spectacle. But humanity's best minds, like the celebrity scientist Doc Dubois, inspired by Neil deGrasse Tyson, quickly realize the horrifying truth. The pieces will continue to collide, breaking into smaller and smaller chunks. In approximately 2 years, this debris will deorbit and rain down on Earth in a fiery, inescapable bombardment called the Hard Rain, boiling the oceans and scouring the planet's surface for millennia. The world unites in a singular, desperate mission to save the human race. The plan is to create a cloud ark in space, a swarm of self-sustaining habitats. The International Space Station, or ISS, becomes the central hub. Nations send their best and brightest scientists, engineers, and a handful of political leaders into orbit. Our key characters emerge in this frantic race against time. There's Dinah McQuarrie, a robotics expert on the ISS, Ivy Shao, the commander of the Ark, and the controversial billionaire Sean Probst, who launches his own private mission to mine a comet for water. Their personal stories are woven into the larger tapestry of humanity's greatest engineering challenge. We witness the final launches, the heart-wrenching goodbyes, and the slow, inevitable march toward the hard rain. Part 2 begins after the hard rain has commenced, rendering Earth a molten hellscape. The human population is now a few thousand souls living in the Cloud Ark, a swarm of small, independent habitats tethered to the ISS. But survival in space is not a utopia. It's a brutal reality of resource scarcity, political infighting, and technical failures. The carefully laid plans of the old world crumble under the immense pressure. A political coup, resource hoarding, and a series of catastrophic accidents lead to a devastating bottleneck. The human population dwindles with shocking speed, from thousands to hundreds to dozens. In the end, after all the conflict and tragedy, only 8 women survive. And after one final sacrifice, the human race is reduced to just 7 fertile females. These are the Seveneves, the matriarchs of a new humanity. They are Dinah McQuarrie, the engineer, Ivy Shao, the commander, Aida, a brilliant but difficult biologist, Tekla, a stoic cosmonaut and former Olympian, Camila, a compassionate social worker, Moira, a geneticist who holds the key to the future, Julia, a manipulative politician. Led by Moira, they make a monumental decision. Using genetic engineering and stored seed banks, they will repopulate humanity. Each Eve will be the founder of a new human race, passing down not just her genetics, but also her core personality traits, which will be genetically encoded into her descendants. This is humanity's last desperate gamble. The final, breathtaking part of the novel jumps 5,000 years into the future. Humanity has survived and thrived. Billions of people now live on the Ring, a massive orbital habitat encircling the Earth. Society is divided into 7 distinct human races, each descended from one of the original Eves. There are the resourceful Dinans, the intelligent Ivans, the disciplined Teklans, and so on, each with unique physical and psychological traits. The Earth, after millennia of recovery, is now a mysterious alien world ready for resettlement. The story follows a new generation of characters as they embark on an expedition to the surface. But they discover they are not alone. In the deepest oceans, a branch of humanity known as the Pingers survived by genetically modifying themselves for aquatic life. And deep underground, another group, the Diggers, survived by living in subterranean cities. The novel ends not with a grand battle, but with a new beginning. The separated branches of humanity make first contact. The Spacers from the Ring, the Diggers from below, and the Pingers from the deep sea are now faced with the monumental task of reuniting as a species on a world that is both their ancestral home and an alien planet. The future is uncertain, but for the first time in 5 millennia, humanity is whole again. Seveneves is a masterpiece of hard science fiction. It is a story about engineering, survival, and the sheer, indomitable will of the human spirit. But it's also a profound exploration of our own nature, our capacity for both incredible cooperation and tragic self-destruction. It's a book of two halves, a tense, meticulously detailed survival thriller and a far-future epic of world-building and discovery. Neal Stephenson asks us to think on a grand scale, not in years or decades, but in millennia. It's a book that respects the science and the reader in equal measure. What would you do if you knew the world was ending in 2 years? Let us know your thoughts on this incredible story in the comments below.
If you enjoyed this deep dive into an epic of survival, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the Booklantic Ocean. Until next time, keep your eyes on the stars.